My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about child support and who pays child support in a situation where the custody is shared. This is an interesting question because a lot of people have the notion that, well, if the kid is half the time with me and half the time with you, why would they bring any support? I'll take care of the child when the child's with me. You take care of the child when the child's with you. Why would I pay you child support? Why would you pay me? Well, that's the notion. This notion is wrong. There's always child support. The child support is going to be based on the fact that the incomes are different. The amount of time with the parents in terms of overnights may be different. So when I say there's always child support, I mean there's always going to be a child support calculation. Now, it could be that calculation comes out to zero, but the likelihood that it's zero is very, very small. Now, if a person, for example, if they have one child and the child spends exactly half the overnights of the year with mom and half the overnights of the year with dad, and that's the only child in the picture, and they both make exactly the same amount of money, well, then I guess it's a wash. Dad would have to pay mom would have to pay dad, so it comes out zero. But failing that, even if they have joint custody, unless they make the same amount of money, and unless the kid is 182 and a half overnights with each parent, somebody's paying somebody child support. Now, it may be low, it may be a nominal amount, but somebody's going to pay. I'll tell you something else, too. In a situation where they have joint custody, but one parent makes much more money than the other, that's going to impact the amount of support paid. So it's not just a question of the time, it's also a question of the money. Let me highlight a different example. Well, this will bring the point home. If one parent has full custody and the other parent has no custody, so what's going on in that situation? Well, in that situation, the person with the full custody is the recipient of support. Let's say the person who has the full custody makes $80,000 a year, and the person who has no custody makes $25,000. Then what happens? And you know what the answer is? There's still child support. Even though the custodial parent makes much more money, they're still entitled to get the child support. Those kids are still entitled to be supported by the parent that makes less money. Now, admittedly, because it's a formula, those numbers would be down. They would be lower numbers than if the incomes were flip-flopped. But nonetheless, there's going to be child support paid. So here's the general rule. Even if the kids spend an exactly equal amount of time throughout the whole year with dad and mom, somebody is paying somebody child support, unless it also happens to be that they're supporting the same amount of people and making the same amount of money exactly. And that can happen. Two people get jobs. They work on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company. They're union workers. They work on that's how they met. They met because they do the same job. So guess what's happening? They happen to make the same amount of money. They actually happen to work the same shift. And they have a relationship and they have a child. Guess what? Now we got two people who work the same hours, so the overnights are probably going to be the same. They're going to make the exact same amount of money because that's what the union contract says. So in that situation, maybe there wouldn't be. But you know how unlikely that is? I mean, it's not an overly common situation. Yours may not be an overly common situation either. If you have questions about it, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.